Hey guys, and welcome back to The Culturist. It's been a while. I was just checking my videos and it's been over a year since I recorded a last video. Safe to say a lot of things have happened in that time. I mean, the biggest thing I could say, biggest reason as to why it's taken me so long to get back on this proverbial horse is right before that little period, I got a new job. But also around November the 23rd last year, my last video was on November the 27th, Toronto, Canada, where I live, went into a lockdown, and let's just say one thing led to another. And there was so much to talk about, so much to make content about, and I just didn't do it. So shame on me. I'm not proud of that, but I am excited to get back to this because the truth is, in the small time I've done this way, but also in other formats, like for example, I've just done a few Instagram lives recently. I actually love this, so why it's taken me so long, I don't know, but enough about that because there's so much. Again, like I said, there was so much to talk about, and there's so much to talk about right now and looking into the future as well. And I'm going to start with Liverpool, where we are at the moment, where we've just come from and where we're about to go, because I want to make a sweeping statement and say, for me, this could well be the greatest time supporting Liverpool in our lives. And it's crazy to say that because in 2019, we won the Champions League. In 2020, we won the elusive league championship after 30 years. But I'm counting all of that because I've said this before on this channel, couldn't reference which video because it has been a while, but I'm all about the journey. I'm someone who's all about the journey, and this journey is epic. And every single game seems to be a treat right now. And even the ones where we didn't particularly perform well, like West Ham, or we dropped some sloppy points like Brentford, it doesn't seem to matter because all of this is a journey. And at the end of it, yes, I 100% want the league title or the Champions League or both. But it doesn't matter because I'm enjoying and living every single moment. And the reason I want to touch on that is because no matter where you turn, there seems to be a bit of negativity about Liverpool. I can talk about other fan bases another time, and I've got loads of stories about that. But I just want to talk a little bit about our own fan base because I kind of seem to see two themes emerging. Number one, I'm not really sure what's happening with the misery loves company people that always seem to find some kind of problem with a performance. And we even saw it like the 5-0 against Man United. There's other examples as well. There's so many reasons to not be negative, but for some reason people are still clinging to certain things that are negative. And then the second one is obvious, which is the FSG out brigade. Instantly we drop a couple of points against West Ham. Well, actually we lost against West Ham. We drop a couple of points against Brentford. You know the drill, and instantly it's like, oh, we didn't do this in the summer, and oh, we didn't do that in summer. And I want to talk about that. I don't know if it's going to be in this video, but I really do want to talk about squad depth, because I actually think it's a myth that our squad isn't deep. And I can go into detail, but like at the start of the season, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain was our 7th choice central midfielder. Like, is he the best 7th choice central midfielder in the world? Maybe. I think it's very possible. Is Divock Origi the best 5th choice in line forward in the world? Is Taki Minamino the best 6th choice? I want to know which squads are deeper than ours. I don't really know it, and I don't really see it. But all that to say, what a time it is to be a Liverpool fan, and like that leads to Saturday, because the shirt that I'm wearing at the moment is my earliest Steven Gerrard shirt. It's the 2000 to 2002 shirt. Of course, we won our special 2001 treble in this shirt. And I say this, I wear this shirt, and I'm not wearing a Steven Gerrard shirt on Saturday because on Saturday, I just want the 3 points. And in a weird kind of way, I even think Stevie just wants the 3 points, whether it's for Villa for his own career or for us. There's no room for the sentiment this Saturday, and I think that's really an important thing to say, because if you cast your mind back to a year, we were actually top of the league on Christmas last year. So it's after that that Man City take off and actually win the league by what, like late Feb, early March, something like that. So I think that we really need to keep in mind that this is a very, very key period. Now, do I think Man City or Chelsea are going to fall off the cliff like we did last year? Probably not, but there is enough evidence and data from last year to say anything can happen at this point, and it is a really crucial time. Liverpool were top of the league last year at Christmas, right? So if this is the moment where we can actually stay in contention and take off, it's going to be really important. And that game starts on Saturday. So I don't really want to hear anything really much about Steven Gerrard. If I was going to the game, I don't think I would cheer him till the end. And I really wish that the people at Anfield feel the same way. Let's see. Let's just see what happened. Of course, it goes without saying that Steven Gerrard has a very, very special place in all our hearts, including mine, particularly mine, because I genuinely believe that there's maybe no one who had more heated debates, arguments, conversations about Steven Gerrard. Because if you know me, you know that I grew up in Manchester. So I was repping Steven Gerrard in the hardest city in the world to rep Steven Gerrard. And I was repping Liverpool in the hardest city that it is to rep Liverpool. But that doesn't matter, because this week it's all about our 3 points, our team. And we got to move forward with that purpose and professionalism. So no sentiment from my side. Let's see after the game what happens. But for now, no. And while we're on this subject as well of just like this week, because obviously I've kind of been all over the place on this video. So I also just wanted to talk about what an honor and privilege it was to watch our team do what they did on Tuesday in the San Siro. Now look, I don't want to necessarily out my age on this video, but when I grew up, AC Milan were the benchmark. And I can always tell about when somebody became a football fan based on who was the team, the game, the ones at that time. For me, it was AC Milan. And you know, they were the pinnacle, and yes, they were going to have a pinnacle later on, or a high spot later on again in our lives. The 2000s team, which was fantastic. But growing up with the tail end of like the Ruud Gullit, Marco van Basten, Franco Baresi, Paolo Maldini team, and seeing that transition. And the crazy thing is, we were actually a phenomenal team at the time as well, but we never got to play each other. Has been documented this week that this was the first Liverpool versus AC Milan game at San Siro. To see what we did to them with a second string team. Now, yeah, this isn't a vintage AC Milan team. Nobody's saying it is a vintage AC Milan team, but they're top of the league. They are top of the league. And this was the group of death. This was Liverpool, Atletico Madrid, FC Porto, and AC Milan. This was Liverpool, 4th in the Premier League last year, versus Atletico Madrid, Spanish champions, versus FC Porto, who are top of the Portuguese league, and AC Milan, who are top of Serie A. And we got 18 points. The first team in English history in the Champions League to win all 6 games. That is how special this team is. We did it with 2 games to spare. The last 2 games we rotated a bit. And in this last game, we had a makeshift team in both defense and midfield, and we still went to the San Siro and won. And just put that into context as to how big of an achievement that is for us and our club. It is huge. So we're in a really, really, really good place. I don't think it's by any means a foregone conclusion. There are multiple years over the last 15, 20 years, I would say, that I think this Liverpool team could run away with the league. But I don't think it's a possibility this time, because the 2 other contenders are very, very strong. I personally have Man City as slight favourites at this point because they've done it before. I think Liverpool would be second favourites in my eyes, and Chelsea would be third. Partly because this squad hasn't done the league. We all know what Liverpool and City can do. I also think our 11 is the best. So we can talk about the African Cup of Nations. I'm going to be dedicated to make sure I talk about the African Cup of Nations when it's time. But at the moment, we don't need to talk about the African Cup of Nations. On paper, Liverpool's 11 is beyond, in my opinion, beyond the other 2. So let's keep that core together. Let's see how many games we can win. I don't know if you can hear that, but the Toronto Maple Leafs just scored at the Scotiabank Arena. Yeah, so it's all gearing up to an amazing Christmas period, an amazing festive period for Liverpool. It also is gearing up for a emotional return for me to Anfield. So those that have known me for a while know from 2003 to 2010, that's when I moved to Canada. I was a priority ticket member at Liverpool. I went to pretty much every home game, few away games as well. But I haven't been to Anfield for 850 days by the time this game kicks off. And it's not the Aston Villa game, sorry, I made a mistake. It's the Newcastle game on Thursday. And coincidentally, the last game I went to in September 2019 was also Newcastle. So not only am I making this video to not only am I making this video to get back on the horse and get back talking about football, but also I'm really excited because on this channel, I'm hopefully going to be documenting my return to Anfield and my return to watching my beloved Liverpool play. So excited. I've got tickets to 3 games over the Christmas period. So hopefully lots of content coming your way. And just to wrap this up, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this from this kind of video into just talking about the shirt that I'm wearing, because I do collect football shirts, soccer jerseys, whatever it is. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen a bit of my collection there. But I'm just going to use these opportunities to break down the shirts that I'm wearing as well. Talk about the design, talk about how I feel, talk about some memories, some star players, and just really get into what this shirt represents for me. So thanks, that's all for today. Just a general intro back, and I'm excited to share more with you, more about this shirt, so stay tuned, and I will see you soon. All the best. So, after a quick wardrobe change, I just want to talk us through the shirt that I just had on, paying early homage to the man himself, Steven Gerrard. This is the 2000 to 2002 Liverpool shirt, manufactured by Reebok and brought to you by Carlsberg, or brought to us by Carlsberg. You know, I didn't really love this shirt when it came out. Obviously, being a sucker for shirts and shirt design, I didn't really know what to make of it at the time. I did things I liked. I liked the Reebok. I liked that it was different and they used the word mark rather than the logo. And if I'm being totally honest, that was probably it. I wasn't really sure what the shape around the logo was. Wasn't necessarily convinced by the band. Carlsberg always looked good. But then Liverpool set about the 2000-2001 season and made so many memories for us wearing this shirt that ultimately this shirt ends up being a massive favorite for us who were watching Liverpool at the time. Of course, it is the shirt that Mr. Steven Gerrard broke out in. He had worn the previous shirt, was his first home shirt, but this is the one where he really became a legend, wearing number 17. He would later, of course, go on to number 8. So memories for me in this shirt are some great victories en route to the treble. Of course, the Derby win at Goodison Park with Gary Macker, Alaves in the final, Robbie Fowler's goal in what was the Worthington Cup final. So yeah, I feel like this shirt for me is not necessarily an all-time classic in design, but in terms of memories is very, very high up in there. I know I spoke a lot about sentiment before and not being sentimental on Saturday, but I definitely get to be sentimental with this on Thursday because I did fall in love with Steven Gerrard wearing this shirt, and this is one that I will always wear with pride, talk about with passion, and it will remind me of some amazing days in my life. So yeah, I kind of would give this shirt overall a solid 8 out of 10, which is 6 out of 10 on design. Sorry if this is one of your favorites, then all good. Not necessarily mine, but where the 8 comes from is I would give this one 10 out of 10 of memories. You've got to remember where Liverpool were in the preceding years before this season, and it was kind of mediocre. It was probably one of our worst periods in the 30-year spell. You know, since the previous trophy for before this was in 1995. We won the Coca-Cola Cup at the time. So 95 to 2001, 6 barren years. Of course, our rivals down the road were cleaning house. At that time, 1999, they won the treble. That's why I always call this our treble, because I loved it and I'm competitive, but it's not the league, Champions League and FA Cup. We are still to win that, of course. So yeah, solid 8 out of 10. Can't really go wrong. We'll always love this shirt. We'll always love the memories. I'm always excited to watch the season review from this year. If you've got the shirt, let me know what you think. But that's my shirt that I had on before, and I just guess I just did my first review. Cheers.